Unaamua ni game nacheza. Sijafikiria hata nitatoka.
Kindly.
Who has muted me?
KUC.
Good morning, Doc. I have muted everyone. You can unmute now. I have muted everyone.
I'm gonna imitate man.
Dr. Wasike. You guys, if you don't mute your mic, I'm going to mute everyone because the lake is talking. Then you are taking it as a joke. I don't know what's the problem with you. Can you mute your mic and let the lesson start? Or else let me just mute everyone because you are ungovernable. Doc, kindly you can unmute. Dr. Wasike.
Yes, McDonald.
Yes, I have muted everyone because these students it's like they are still sleeping.
Wacha walale ndio watakunywa masupu kama nini. Inaamka mapema na hao nalala. So you know I need to interact with them.
So I unmute them.
Unmute them kidogo tuone.
Okay. Okay, so those who maybe want to respond, they can unmute.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, our class reps in.
Good morning too.
Good morning too.
Yes, can I have order?
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning too.
Yes.
Yes.
So welcome to Kibabi University and welcome to this course KUC 1250. I'll take you through this course. I'm Dr. Dancun Wasike, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Curriculum and Pedagogy and the Dean, School of Education. So I'll be taking you through this course through this online mode. Last week we didn't meet because of some technical hitches and logistics, but today we must proceed. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, very clear.
Those are the credentials of the course. The course code is KUC 1250. And the course title is Quantitative Skills. It's being handled by Dr. Dancun Wasike, the one speaking. This is a first semester course, second semester course. Why this course? What's the purpose of this course? This course is a university-wide common course that intends to provide a sound background, which must enable you to have the necessary skills and knowledge for your day-to-day life operations. Specifically, the course will introduce you to the quantitative aspects that are deemed to be relevant in your operations. It gives you a basis for what you intend to have and knowledge for use in the other courses. To this end, therefore, the course has three main aspects. Issues of statistics that should help you to understand the basic concepts in data collection, analysis, and presentation for purposes of decision making. Every day we make decisions. What will be the basis of decisions? This should be based on some statistical analysis. That's why this course has that aspect. The course intends to equip you to understand issues of management of finances. We intend that you understand the budget process, which should be helpful for you as you take through your university life and life after university. Many times, you have failed to manage your finances and therefore will guide you under public finance, where we shall look at issues like sources of income, public expenditure, and budgeting, both for you as an individual, for an organization, because some of you will be heads of organizations, and even understand the national budget process. Of course, tax and taxation is key. We intend to introduce you to the basic concepts of taxation, how it's computed. We intend to introduce you to issues of index numbers, because these are issues that affect you in your day-to-day life. Issues of inflation, issues of cost of living. When we say that the cost of living is high, we need to understand the basis of that. And how do we go about it? We shall look at this when we discuss index numbers. Most importantly, we need to apply this knowledge that we shall gain so that we solve day-to-day problems. And as we solve this, then it becomes necessary for your day-to-day life operations. That's the gist of this course. What do we expect out of you at the end of this course? By the end of this course, we expect that you should be able to analyze and present data using different statistical techniques and tools. We expect that you'll solve problems, whether they are linear or nonlinear. We expect you to describe the budget process and be able to make simple budgets, especially your individual budget. We expect you to understand and calculate taxes. We wish that at the end of the course, you explain the economic activities of the government, as well as the economics of the public sector relative to you as an individual. And therefore, you need to identify and make viable investments. This is what we expect out of you. So we shall be focusing on these learning outcomes. How shall the course be taught? We shall have lectures as we are having today. We shall direct you where to read. Where necessary, we shall perform demonstrations. We shall have tutorials, small group teaching, assignments, group works, and the like. That is what we shall have as a mode of delivery. Assessment, the university rules and regulations shall govern. Examinations, final end of semester shall carry 70%. Continuous assessment shall carry 30%. When you score 70 and above, you'll be graded A. 60 to 69, B. 50 to 59, C. 40 to 49, D. And below 40, you will be referred, commonly referred to as soup or fail, the supplementary. I wish to caution you, if you make jokes and treat this course abnormally, you will regret at the end of the day. That is what the course entails. So, specifically, the course content shall look at basic of statistics. We shall define statistics, look at frequency distribution, measures of central tendencies, measures of position, measures of dispersion, and representation, graphical representation of data. That is under the concept of statistics. In terms of algebra, we shall look at the matrix algebra specifically, where we shall define and give examples, perform operations, see how to get determinants, mainly of 2 by 2 and 3 by 3, the concept of the inverse, and see how to find solutions. Under public finance, which is key, we shall understand the functions of the government so that we don't just make noise that Ruto has not done 1, 2, 3. This topic might be political, but we need to understand. For us to understand public finance, we need to understand the functions of the government. How does it raise its income or revenues, and how does it spend? But most importantly, the balance of payment, gross of domestic product, and gross national product that form key indicators of the government revenue and expenditure shall also be discussed briefly. Of course, issues of population and demography are key. We shall visit and look at it. Then finally conclude by the budgeting process. I talked about taxation as part of our outcome. So we shall define and give examples, understand the principles that govern taxation, then discuss the concept of tax evasion and tax avoidance. And most importantly, perform income tax calculation. That is key. We talked about index numbers alongside taxation, and these are the measures of cost of living and inflation. So we shall define and give examples, prescribe the uses of index numbers, and most specifically, because we are focused on inflation, we shall look at the price indices. A concept that is key is the capital market. So we shall look at capital market in terms of the stock market, then conclude with how do we carry out investments. You will not remain to be in what you are being trained, but you will have investments. How do you invest? Where do you invest? And how do you think, what do you consider for you to make a viable investment? The core reading texts are provided, and we shall provide more as we go by. To this end, therefore, we shall provide reading materials. I hope the LMS is functional. We shall update it. So you will get the reading notes there. I am available in ABC 101, Dean School of Education office. You can come for consultations. You can come and see if you can make hard copy of the course reading materials. That is about this course. So, any question about the course and what is expected? The floor is open for student comments. Yes?
Hello.
Yes, you are allowed.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
My expectation
That
about
is
this course.
Eugene Oronga. Please,
No.
Eugene, proceed. Please, let us concentrate.
Okay, I was saying that my expectation on this course is that let it equip us with the knowledge of how we can handle this difficult situation in life. Thank you. Like how to deal with finances, the taxation on our country.
Exactly. And that's one of the objectives, that's one of the expected learning outcomes. We shall look at that when discussing issues of public finance. And we are starting with that today. We shall incorporate whatever that we can, but you are free to ask as we go by during the lectures, so that we address the specifics that you may want us to address. Next. Huyu msichana anaongea, nataka tusikie sauti yake. Favor.
Hello.
You know me, I can see you from my end. Kama unasumbua mimi na kuona on my end, and I will summon you to see me. So could we proceed? Somebody is called busy.
Hello.
Yes, James.
For me, I'm really interested there on functions of government and the expenditure, because I want to know how the government normally runs and deal with our revenue.
Very good.
Thank you.
We are going to look at that. Now, we want to set the pace.
Doc, I think you are forgetting something.
Yes.
Some of the students are forgetting to mute their mics and they are causing disruptions.
we'll deal with them because we can see them. You can see them, I can see them. So we will warn them. If they don't, then we'll deal with them as required. So unless you are talking, please mute. So this sets the pace. What are our rules for this course? Rule number 1. Keep your microphone muted. That's rule number 1. Only unmute when you are talking. I want to warn this lady busy. Wewe msichana unaitwa busy. Can you
Busy
mute?
ametoka.
We are talking, unafanya na utakuja hapa unaanza kulialia. Mute your microphone unless you have been requested to unmute and talk. I warned this student called busy for the last time. Keep your microphones muted all through the course. You can raise your hand. We give you a chance to ask or contribute. Number 2, the lecture shall always begin on the hour, but not later than 15 minutes after the hour. That's my rule. If I'll not be there, I'll communicate to class reps. If you are not going to be there, we communicate through your class rep. Number 3, we shall have 2 sitting cards done online. Prepare.
Online. Sitting online.
Msichana, waje niongee na unaongea. We shall have 2 sitting cards that shall be done online. I'm clear on that.
So, not clear.
There will be 2 sitting cards in this course.
Yes, now I'm in to get an online now.
What classmate?
Okay, for those students who maybe they find it difficult to mute, I think the best way I'll just be dropping you out of this meeting. I don't know. I think that's the best approach. If maybe you don't know how to mute, or maybe you are ignorant, the best thing I can do is just to remove you. And if I remove you as an admin, you'll not be able to join the class again. So take care, guys.
Magdi,
Yes, daktari.
unajua wanafunzi wanafikiria mimi ni mchezo. May
Let
I
me
warn
just mute.
everybody in this class? And I warn everybody in this class. I think we can start by dropping out some. So that the students learn that we are serious with what we are saying. Fanya mchezo will deal with you circumferentially. I don't like jokes in my class. Jokers, stay out of this class. If we give instructions, na wewe pia unafanya yako, shauri yako. Wacha tuongee tukibishana, tutaona. I am making the final plea. Please, you maintain silence in my class. I'm a teacher by profession, and I will deal with you as such. If you are not ready for the class, please don't join. If we throw you out, you will never come back. Am I clear on that? Those disrupting the class, I warn you, we are seeing you from our end. We'll deal with you. Go ask second years, third years, fourth years, what type of animal I am. I repeat, ask second years, third years, fourth years, what type of animal I am. Ukileta mchezo kwa darasa yangu, waulize. Wawaambie mimi ni nani. I don't want nonsense in my class. And I warn everybody on the first day. Leta mchezo kwa darasa yangu, I'll deal with you. If you treat this course normally, by what you are doing, it will treat you abnormally. Please be warned. If I treat you normally, you will treat me abnormally. I will deal with you. I've taught this course since 2003, before you people were born. I was teaching at the university. Upumbavu yenu staki. Na nasema staki kwa darasa yangu. I've done this. I've taught this course for all the years. Wacha niseme na hawa wasichana wanatoa hizi masauti. Wewe kama bado uko morning glory, stay out of my class. I've given the rules of the game. Can you abide by them? And we shall stick to those rules of the game. Hakuna kuachilia hata moja. Are we okay with that? Will you mute?
Yes.
Yes. Good. I wish now to allow students to give comments before we start. If there are any reservations, any requests that you'd wish to have as we proceed with the course.
Yes, hello, Doc.
Yes.
Morning.
Good morning.
I wish to congratulate you because that rules which you have set, it will govern us, and some people here are disturbing.
Yes.
They don't want some people to learn.
Yes.
I will urge you to stick on that rule so that the
Yes.
people who are disturbing, they should be removed.
And we have said it that we are going to remove them.
Yes.
And we'll just see in a short while.
Yes.
We mean
Thank
what
you.
we say.
Yes.
We are serious with what we say. And
Good
we
morning,
shall
Doc.
give what we say. Another one?
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Shotgun.
Yes.
On behalf of the class, allow me sincerely apologize for what I've just done.
Yes.
It's not okay as teachers. And I remember in the court when we are discussing such things, and the students are doing what required or rather expected of them. Secondly, allow me to take the floor and ask you that let the session be quite interactive. Let us interact with one another.
And we have said that we are going to remove them. Yes. Yes.
Let
And
us
we'll
share
just see in a short
views
while.
concerning the course, including the skills and knowledge we have gathered throughout this course
We are
rather
serious
session.
with what we say. And we shall
Otherwise,
give. Good.
for now, I will take the opportunity to thank you
Mira,
very much
live,
for the
live que vive.
Good morning.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Hello, Doc.
Thank you so much. Allow me to see a
Sim, que não.
So, what we are saying is this.
Manager.
And I remember I am a teacher by profession. I'm a trained teacher. And I want to say that as a trained teacher, I know how to handle students. I will handle them. Class control, I'm good at that. So we will do it. Hawa watu wanaongea Kikambani hao. Si mwenye ako karibu na hao awaambie tu.
Hey, Doc, I have just muted everyone so that those who maybe they have comments, they can raise up their hands. I unmute them. I think that's the best approach. These guys, they are still have that village mentality. So I think if someone wants to talk, just raise up your hand, then I will unmute you. Doc, let us continue. So if maybe you have a comment you want to talk, you just raise up your hand, I unmute you, because I've realized some of us, we are technologically challenged. So that's the only way we can manage you guys. So Doc, you can unmute and continue.
We can still have students give comments. They are good because we need them for feedback purposes. As I join. So, members, am I lost?
So, hello.
Am I lost?
No, we are getting you.
Okay. I had allowed the student, there's somebody who wants to talk, allow him to talk.
So, hello, Doc.
Yes.
May I apologize to those who have been distracting you because host is clearly said that they're technologically with problem. May you apologize? I apologize on their behalf. So let us cooperate na wamejua makosa yao. That is all.
Okay. But how do you this second semester you had online classes last time. So why should you have issues? I don't expect the students to have issues because this second semester they had online classes in the first semester.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Morning.
Good morning.
So mine is to appreciate what you are teaching us because they are very essential. And also on behalf of my fellow teachers, let me apologize because this is not a good show up being our first class. So let us change kindly for our fellow teachers. Let's change and make a good shop, and we will be able to understand what the doc is teaching us because they are very important and it will guide us on our daily life experience. Thank you.
Sawa. We are ready now to proceed. So allow me to start with the public finance. That has been an area of interest to most of us. So I wish that we start from that. When we talk about public finance, we are giving a global interpretation and a national outlook so that we understand the issues of finance, its management, and its planning. Most importantly is that as we look at this, we want to understand so that we know what to do. We'll give it a practical approach. So this element of public finance involves financing of state activities of the government. And we are very particular, state activities of the government. Why should the government participate in these activities? Because it's the responsibility of the government to perform certain functions. And the government has 4 functions. This is what is given. The government must perform this at all costs. Number 1 is the protective function. It is the duty and responsibility of the government to maintain peace and security in the country. It is the duty and responsibility of the government to protect the borders of this country against any internal or external aggression. What do we mean by this? That the borders of the country are defined, and therefore any invasion to the country must be protected by the government. Internally, we must also be protected in terms of our properties, in terms of our lives, in terms of everything that we have. That's why we have the security forces in terms of the Kenya Police and the Kenya Defense Forces.
Kenya Police, utumishi kwa wote, protects us internally. The defense forces defend our border. Now, look at the case of invasion from outside. The cases of Al-Shabaab. The government uses the Kenya Defense Force to defend the borders. And any intrusion, history has it that some time back, Uganda was claiming part of this country. In fact, it said Uganda extends up to Naivasha. That is history. But what happened that time was that the forces came into force and defended to what it is today. Look at what happened in Mount Elgon. Look at what is happening with the current situation in Mau. It is the duty of the government to protect lives, property, and the boundaries. Number two is the administrative function. The government is responsible for the general administration of this country. How are we structured today? After the 2010 Constitution, the government was structured at two levels of administration: the national government and the county governments. But this brought about devolution in terms of the administrative units, ministries, and government departments. So at the national level, we have the structure, the president, down to the Mukasa, the village elder. In terms of devolution, we have counties. The counties, headed by the governor, come all through up to the ward administrators. All these provide administrative services and perform the administrative function. Let's go to our level of the county government. At the county government, we have the executive. That's the governor and the CEC members, county executive members. At the national level, we have the president and the ministers as the executive. We have the judiciary that is headed by the Chief Justice. That's the legal wing. Then we have the legislature that is headed by this National Assembly. So this is the structure and this is administration. And this moves from the top up to the grassroots level. In terms of the social function, the government must provide social services that are deemed vital for the welfare of the society. The services so far provided to its citizens are deemed to be vital. Look at education. It is the responsibility of the government to provide free basic education to its citizens. It's the responsibility of the government to provide health services. It is the responsibility of the government to provide communication services, transport services. This is the function of the government. So issues of free day secondary school, free primary, it's mandatory, must be provided by the government. access to health services must be provided by the government, because this is a function of the government which we classify as a social function. In terms of development, the government must develop the country. The government must develop different sectors of the economy. That these sectors that are deemed to be important for the growth of the country, for the economic growth, must be developed by the country. Why? Because these are seen to be things that sprouts growth, so that it can protect, so that it can administer, so that it can provide the social function. And such things include issues of irrigation, so that we have enough food, enough land for agriculture, for food security. If we have issues of transport and communication, it is the government's responsibility to develop roads, to open up roads, and have them in motorable status. It is the duty of that government to ensure that we have industrial development. The government must, and we are not saying it should, it must have a program to develop the industries of this country. This is what will create employment. This is what will create opportunities. You are being trained. After the training, you join the labor market. Where will you work? We must have those industries, we must have those sectors well established, so that they spur the rate of economic growth in this country. This is the responsibility of the government. So the government has these four main functions. And when we shall be looking at issues of budgeting, we shall revisit this, because the budget must focus more on the key functions of the government, especially the national budget. But for the government to perform these functions, it must therefore have funds to support, funds to spend. So, looking at these functions, then public finance can be looked at. How do we generate the incomes of the revenues? And then how do we spend so that we perform these functions? Therefore, public finance can be looked at as public revenue and public expenditure. Let us look at public revenue. Public revenue deals with incomes of the government, that which is received by the government. That these revenues may come from various sources. Some can be internally, others can be externally. But all put together, they form what we are referring to as the public income or government income, or otherwise public revenue. Where does this income come from for the country? The main source of income of a country is tax. A tax, as we shall see later, is a compulsory contribution that is imposed on individuals to meet the expenses which are incurred for a common cause. That the government must impose taxes, even if you label Ruto as Mutoza Ushuru, Zakayo. That is the function of the government. They must collect funds, because they must have money to perform the four functions: protective, social, administrative, and development. So we shall discuss this later because we have a whole topic on taxation. Number two is what we refer to as fees. Fees is not what we are paying here, but these are amounts received by the government against any direct service rendered. The government renders services like the road license fee, import fee, and most commonly if you have gone to the market and you buy an animal or a dog or whatever, you pay some charge to that receipt. That is fees for the service. So this amount generated from any direct service rendered, that is what we define as fees as a source of income to the government.
The lecturer has dropped off. Let us wait for him to join. Let us just hold on. He's joining. Has just dropped off. The notes are available on the e-learning. Please, the notes are available on the e-learning. So after this, log into the e-learning and enroll to this course.
Hello?
Yes,
You know, you are
kindly
saying I've
continue.
dropped off, but I'm on.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
this was just a fluctuation in terms of the
Internet.
network.
Sure.
Yes. Because I have two gadgets here and I'm getting what you are saying.
All right.
Thank you. So the next source of income, we had talked about prices. Prices deal with commercial services. Fees deals with direct services. Tax is a compulsory contribution. But we also have instances where the government or the citizens would wish to have a given project. So when there is such a case, the citizens come together and contribute for that specific or special case. Look at how some of these institutions were established. Hospitals, police posts, and the like. that the community will come together and realize that there is a lot of insecurity. Then they will say, yes, we are donating land. We want police here. Those are special assessments. All these that is collected for the construction of those chiefs officers, the police posts, and what have you, constitute special assessment. Collection of funds to have a hospital or an institution were deemed to be income to the government arising from the special assessment. Look at how Masinda Muliro was established. Way back in 1972, the Western region, people came together and said, let us contribute. When they contributed, they were to put it together and establish a college. This college was said to be established in Sheyue, now Kakamega. It was called Western College. But because of the rifts within Luyas, those on this other side of River Nzoia, the Bukusus mainly, did not remit all the collections because they were doubting the other colleagues from the other side. So as WECO was being established, they also said, let us establish our own. That's how Sangalo Institute came into place. Look at the Kibabi Teachers College. I remember when I was in the primary, we contributed 1 shilling for that. That shilling, when I joined the Kibabi High School, now the Kibabi National School, that's where I schooled. In Form 1, we are contributing 100 shillings for the same. I can proudly say that I was part of the team that carved off this land that is now Kibabi University, because it was Kibabi diploma teachers. So these contributions have brought about such institutions and colleges. But currently, this is being done through what we are referring to as the National Government Constituency Development Fund, the NGCDF. Because when now Kibabi University came into place, they were to move the Kibabi diploma to where it is today. And as they were moving, now each constituency had to contribute several millions for the establishment of that. These are people's funds. These are money contributed by the citizens. So special assessment has seen a number of things being put in place. So we are enjoying literally special assessment funds. Then of course the fifth, that when you do wrong, when you don't obey the laws of this country, you are charged. That charge is a fine for breaking the law. That charge is also an income to the government. This is called fines. So if you do wrong, they find you in Busa drinking, they find you loitering in the road at odd hours, they find you blocking the road, and they arrest you. They take you to court and you are charged. That fee you pay is a fine, and that is an income to the government. I know some of you have been victims. You have paid, and this is part of the revenue for the government. The sixth source of revenue is state property. The government owns property. Look at forests, look at mines, look at national parks. When you visit a national park, forest or mines, you pay before you are allowed to enter. that payment you are paying is a source arising from the state property of the government, and this is what we are referring to as the state property. You go to any museum, you go to any national park, forest. I know students here of geography and whatever and others, you will be going for these trips, those of history, those of English, those of Kiswahili, you'll be visiting such like sites. You pay before you enter. That payment is a source of revenue to the government. Then the government can also borrow internally. How? That it can borrow from some of its well-endowed citizens and those financial institutions operating from within the country. I'm told Amwere one day loaned the government funds to pay teachers. I'm told there are government institutions that give funds, money to the government to support. We have businessmen like Manu Chandaria. They have supported the government. What they give is part of the public revenue, the source of income to the country. Then we also have the external part. The government can receive funds from external partners, World Bank, the IMF for that matter, European Union. It can get from other organizations and countries like China in terms of grants and foreign aid. This is part and parcel of sources of government revenue. All that which that is received, amounts which are received by the government, the income of the government is classified as revenue. That is what we are talking about. Am I lost? Am I lost? So, once we have received the funds, we need to spend. How do we spend?
We just hold on. We just hold on. The lecturer is within. Just hold on. Doctor, you can unmute.
Am I there?
Yeah. We are now getting you.
Okay, because I don't know why I'm disappearing and I can hear you.
We are now
So there
getting
must
you.
be connection issues or internet fluctuations from the office.
Sure.
Yeah, but I want to thank you for your patience. So we can proceed. Are you seeing my screen? Are you seeing my screen?
No, still. Try and share again.
Let me share again. Is it now there?
Yes, it's loading. It's loading. Yeah, we are
I can
at
see
public revenue. Yes, you can zoom
Joseph
out,
Ruta has raised
zoom
the
in a
hand.
bit. Yeah, you can zoom in a bit. We are now seeing it.
Okay. We use slideshow.
So I don't know if you are getting me.
Yes, we are getting you, Joseph.
Yeah. Yes.
So Doc, my problem is,
Yes.
according to how does what are some of challenges that are being facing
Joseph
this
kuna katika sikupati.
the challenges that are facing this public finance mostly? What are those challenges? Because we have not heard you saying those challenges. Hello. Hello.
Joseph, we got your question. It will be responded.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Wasike, when I see on your, and you guys, I told you to be closing your cameras. Do you see what I have just seen? Eh? Do you see what I have just seen from my side? Someone walking naked in the room. Very shameful. Very shameful. One day I will take a screenshot and share in the group. When you join this class, you close your camera, you close your mic. Have you seen what I have seen? A naked guy there with black buttocks. Very shameful. Dr. Wasike, maybe let us wait for the lake to come again. And I told you to be closing your cameras. Have you seen that guy with the black buttocks? Jipakengo mafuta mjama. Let us wait for Daktari again. Maybe he's trying to do something again. Daktari, you can unmute. I have seen you again.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
I was
Daktari.
asking that you allow me to unmute.
Let me make you the host, but we shall sort this one. We shall sort this one. I know where the challenge is.
Yeah, we'll deal with it.
Yeah, you can now share your screen again and maybe make it in a presentation. Right.
We can proceed at that. So what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that public finance involves financing of state activities for the following functions. There are 4 functions: protective, administrative, social, and development. And for the government to perform those functions, it must generate funds and spend the same. And therefore, public finance involves public revenue and public expenditure. Public revenue deals with the incomes of the government, and we have the following are the sources of income of the government: the tax, the fees, the prices, special assessment, fines, state property, internal borrowing, and then external borrowing. So this is what revenue is all about. Next, we look at what expenditure now entails. So we want to look at public expenditure. Now, when we talk about public expenditure, we have received the funds, and now we want to spend. How does the government spend the funds? The government does not just spend funds anyhow. It is guided by certain principles. And there are 5 principles that guide public expenditure. Number 1 is the principle of economy. When you talk about economy, we are talking about resources. And one characteristic of resources is that they are scarce. And therefore, no wastage should be allowed. What does this mean? That we should spend what we have received up to what is necessary. Therefore, we must utilize the funds prudently with minimum wastage. This is what you can ask now. Evaluate the Ruto's government and see, is it utilizing the funds with the minimum wastage? Your answer and mine might be the same or different. We leave it for another day for discussion. Number 2 is the principle of sanction. Sanction is only authority. That government funds should be spent with authority. So who gives authority for spending of public funds? Public funds. Just a minute, I receive a phone from the Hello, Prof. Yes.
Members, the use of technology have challenges, but we're there with them. We will get used to with the time and fix them. So we are saying that public expenditure is the spending of what we have received under public revenue, and they are guided by principles. And principle number one is the principle of economy. When you talk about economy, you are talking about scarcity of resources. That we must utilize prudently with the minimum wastage what we have received. So it's up to you to evaluate the government if it is observing this principle. The principle of sanction is just the principle of authority. Who gives authority? Who authorizes expenditure of public finance? This is the parliament in the Republic of Kenya. That's why parliament receives the budget, parliament appropriates, and parliament gives Hello?
Yes, Doc, you are back.
Yeah. The issue of
You can share your
internet
screen.
will see how in our next lectures.
Sure.
So the issue of authority is given by parliament, and it's only parliament that authorizes expenditure of public funds. Number three is the principle of benefit. This principle asserts that public funds should be spent on those items that collectively maximizes the social benefit. Meaning that we should spend government funds on those items or projects that many citizens will benefit from. Like now, if we construct roads, if we build and equip hospitals, if we have proper communication and transport, if we can have agriculture, subsidize fertilizer and seeds, this will benefit many people. And this is the principle of benefit. In fact, in some books, if you read, they'll talk about the principle of maximum social benefit. Then we have the principle of surplus. Because we need to spend, we must spend up to what we have received. And in most cases, spend less than what we received. So that whatever is left is now what we are referring to as the surplus. That surplus, we can use it during unprecedented times. Times that we don't know of the occurrences. Like during droughts, during pandemics, during floods, and what have you. Those are what we may describe as unprecedented expenditures. Because those little savings are the ones that will keep now the government running to address those emerging issues. But if we spend more than what we received, then we'll run into deficits. Financing deficits, as we shall see under budgeting, is a problem. Finally, is principle of sound financial administration, which requires that we maintain accurately and systematically the accounts of public funds, so that there must be regular audits that will help us investigate if there are misappropriations, mis-expenditures, and discrepancies. And when these arise, then we shall know how to deal with them. Like many times we are crying, oh, funds were brought for this was spent, this was lost. This calls for sound financial administration. The role of the Auditor General is key because he audits public accounts to see how they are maintained, to see if they are systematic, and discover and have the discrepancies. No wonder you see that we have lost so many billions. It means they cannot be accounted for. The records, the accounting is not clear. The records are not systematic. This is what guides public expenditure. Ladies and gentlemen, public finance deals with public revenue and public expenditure. Revenue deals with the incomes. Public expenditure deals with the expenses, the spending. So if we look at that, you can also bring it to your own level, as we shall be seeing under. I'm lost again. Am I lost again? Am I lost again?
No, we are getting you.
You are getting me? Oh, that's good. So when we look at this, then we can understand at our personal levels, what are our sources of income? Where do we get money from? And how do we spend as individuals, as persons? So at the back of your mind, think of how do you get your money? Where do you get it from? And think of how do you spend that money? At your free time, evaluate this government. Is it spending money guided by these principles? That way, you will understand better your government and your country. You will understand better yourself, where you are getting your money and how you are spending. If you are getting your money from Kandui on the streets and spending it, so be it, you know better. If you are getting the scholarship and help funds, how are you spending? That's your source. Is it guided by the principle of economy? Are the people, your sponsors, giving you authority, sanction? Is it going to benefit you? Are you going to have a surplus? Are you maintaining accurate records that are systematic? What are the discrepancies? Are you doing impulse budget? You go to town, you have not planned to buy a given item. Then suddenly you buy it without a plan. That does not provide systematic and accurate planning. So it will create discrepancies. And that will lead us into more problems. I would wish that we now open the floor We get comments from the students, issues of what they may want that we expound on. So they are saying that I'm not clear. I take note of that from the chat box. What do a business to enjoy, Ama? This is not about business. If you assume it that way, you will have more problems. Auditor wa Kenya anaitwa nani? That's not a question for us to answer. Anaitwa Nancy. Work on your internet. I take that. The challenges, we'll sort them. Thank you for the comments that the class is interesting. Enjoyable lesson. I take note my internet has been unstable. We'll calculate months for our whatever, I don't know, clarification about cuts. I said that the cuts, we shall have two cuts, both are sitting and will be online. Notes, you've been directed to get them on the LMS. Register for the course. Yes. Course pending or approval and enrollment. Magdi, umeona hiyo? I doubt if it requires approval.
That's for maybe okay. When they register the units on the student portal, it will just continue pending until they are ready to do the exams. So that's not an issue.
Thank you for clarification. You may think that it's a physical class. Thank you for that comment, Michael Smiu. We have to make it as interactive as possible. How do we get notes? We have said the screen is not clear, sir, and some of us, we are attending while writing the notes. Please do handle that. You did communication skills, you must know summary taking. The notes are provided for in the LMS. If you have issues, I advise you see me in the office, ABC 101. Doc, hope you repeat next time. What do you want me to repeat? We have the course outline, you will get it. You need calculators, that's your business. The one who was naked should apologize and continue. We took note of your details. Come forward and see me by 9:30. Otherwise, you will face disciplinary. The notes are not yet uploaded on LMS. We'll work on that. Signing and sheet, you must register for the course. You need to sign in. Apart from notes on e-learning, please provide us with the one. Provide for us what that you are using right now. You come and see me on that because these are my slides, which are best from the notes. It's cool. Please go to the library. Will the calculations be done here? What we're going to do that so sir, we can about 3,000. Serious, and I like the spirit. Depends with how you treat me.
Doc, you can unmute again. Doc, you can unmute.
Thank you. Are you getting me?
Yes, you are now clear.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I was summarizing the lesson. I was reading through the comments that the students have made. So I was trying to address them. What are the impacts of exchange tax rates on economic growth? We shall look at that under taxation. We request to work on the internet connection. Thank you. Make me remember history that I was taught while in high school. That's okay. DM me nikupe notes, niko nayo, hiyo ni yako. You don't tolerate nonsense. You know me. Issues of attendance we have addressed. Thank you. Let us now get from the floor what you wish to address. Kindly unmute them so that we know.
If someone wants to talk, just raise up your hand. I think you know how to raise up your hand. Then I will unmute you.
Odhiambo Eric.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Good morning. So my
Good
issue,
morning.
I have a request. So the notes in the LMS are not
Yes.
downloadable. So my request goes to Mr. Makdi. Kindly allow us to access the downloadable notes so that we can use them when we are offline. Thank you.
You can access that.
You can access that
LMS.
LMS anywhere.
You don't need to download
We
them.
don't need to download them.
It's there. You can access
It's
it
there. You can
anytime.
access it anytime. You
Number of times.
given number of times. But we look at that. Meshach?
Morning, Doc.
Yes.
My concern was about this calculation that you are yet to carry out. So I wanted to ask if we can do it according to the faculty when we meet physical, or it would be just online.
There will be no
There will be no physical
meeting.
meeting. The class is online.
Physical,
It
it
means we make
arrangements.
arrangements. You come for consultations and tutorials the way we said in the morning.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joseph
Kluter.
So hello, Doc. Your statement, I did not get your statement well. You said that we will having sitting online. You don't know how will you sit with that online chat.
How did you do your cuts in the communication skills?
How did you do your cuts,
Joseph?
He's lost. We will do the cuts the way we did
in computer applications and communication skills. They're online.
Hello, Doctor. Hello, Doctor.
Yes,
Miu.
Mine is just a comment. Yeah, if you continue with the same spirit, then I'm quite sure at the end of 4 years, nobody will be complaining that maybe he or she has missed the marks or he has failed the exams. So mine is just to congratulate you. You are so good interacting and enabling us so that we are understanding it well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mutambi.
Thank you so much, Mutambi.
Mutambi.
Mutambi, are you in? Colin Zangolo.
Hello. Good morning.
Who is speaking?
Mine is just to say that Zoom carries a maximum of like 1,000 colleagues. So when there is a challenge, others may not be able to join when the Zoom has reached its maximum. So my request is, when we'll be having our next class, we'll be using the same Zoom link and to provide another one for YouTube.
There is no provision on YouTube.
Check on what I shared in the morning. I shared the two links. I shared one link for Zoom. I shared another link for YouTube. That's what I did in the morning.
So if you find that Zoom is full, you join it through the YouTube. Joy Yuma.
Okay, thank you for another chance. So mine is just to my fellow students. Let's just stop being.
Please proceed. Enjoy. Thank you so much. We have concluded that session. I want that we adjourn until next week. Thursday, and we wish to conclude our discussions on public ground. We will move fast to see how fast to go. I want to thank you for your contributions. We'll make this class as interactive as possible.
We wish that you understand. You pass with the right credentials, the right knowledge,
and with the right skills. Thank you so much. I think we can end our class at that point.
Unless somebody has a serious
question.
Anybody with a serious question? Thank you. God bless you. Take good care of yourself. Magdi, adjourn the class.
Maybe we can finish up. Maybe next week I will show you. Maybe before we start the lesson, I will show you on how to download the notes. The notes, you can access them anywhere, anytime. So I will just guide you on how you can download. Even you can download the entire course and read it at your free time. But when there's a cut, you need to go on the portal and do the cut. So maybe next week, before maybe the lesson start, I will show you. And the best way for you to do it, please enroll to the course so that when I show you, you do it at your own. Thank you. Have a nice day. In addition, I told you that this class is being streamed live on YouTube. So every time this lessons begins, there'll be two links. One for Zoom, then another one for YouTube. As you have seen, the number has dropped because I don't know what, but the links will be two, so that those who maybe join with the Zoom, then we have those who join with YouTube. And also note that this class is being streamed live, so make sure you have mute your camera and you have mute your mic to avoid embarrassment. You know, we are students in a university and we are competing with Strathmore, MKU, we are competing with the Kabarak University. So if you come here with your village mentality, I think it is uncaught. So that's maybe some of the cautions you should be checking on. When it comes to attendance, when you log to the e-learning is set such a way that it records all your activities that you are doing. So it means that I can be able to trace whatever you are doing on that course and how much have you accessed the course. So just know that the system takes the logs. If you have attended, if you have accessed the content on the e-learning, every time you visit that system and access the notes, the system will register that one as your attendance. So that's how we are going to operate. When you log to the e-learning and access this course, the system automatically record you and marks you as present. So that's how we can monitor your movements. So just attending this Zoom or maybe YouTube might not be maybe adequate to make that you're attending class. The system will monitor. If you are accessing the content on the e-learning, then we can now say that you are attending lessons. So that's how we are going to record your attendance. So we adjourn the lesson until next week on Thursday, as the lake has said, as early as 7, so that we finish early and maybe you can revise or maybe just do something on our e-learning. So for the remaining 1 hour, go and enroll to the e-learning and make sure you have access the course. Go and enroll to the e-learning. Remember, we have 2 groups for WhatsApp, so don't behave like you don't know what's going on. I shared enrollment key. We have a community, first year community. If you are not in that community, ask someone to add you. And also the class reps, we usually share every information through the class reps. So if maybe your class rep is sleeping on work, just you can try and maybe wake that class rep up. Remember, we have a WhatsApp group for class rep. And if you are a class rep and you are not in that WhatsApp group, DM me. I will be able to add you to that group of first year class reps. That's all. Have a nice task.
McQueen.
I'm getting you, Oscar.
Yeah, I may ask that if you have attended this online lesson, the sign-in, is that sign-in after this class?
Okay, I will find out the best way. But I know you students, you are so tricky. You just sign in and disappear. I know. I was a student. I know you just come, sign in, and then you disappear. The best way for me to monitor your attendance is through the e-learning. So after here, for the remaining 1 hour, I expect you to go to the e-learning and access the sections that has been taught today. That's the only sure way that I can monitor your learning progress. So sharing a link here to sign in on Zoom, I think it won't be enough to say that you have attended a class. So the best way I can monitor your footprints in this class is through the LMS. So that's why we have a provision of 1 hour. After we have finished, we expect you to go to the e-learning and access. We have some notes there. We have some videos there. That you can have a self-paced or a self-directed learning for this remaining 1 hour. So that's the only way I can monitor you attending a class. So this Zoom is more of a guide, but the real learning takes place on the e-learning. So I will be able to monitor your attendance through the e-learning. That's why we have a provision of an extra 1 hour that's remaining for you to go to the e-learning. And maybe I will share the report. I will show who is accessing the e-learning and what have you done. I think that's okay, Oscar.
Yes, that's okay.
Wonderful. Zablon, you have something? Ruth Nekesa. All right. So allow me to end this lesson so that you go and enroll to the e-learning. If you have issues logging into the e-learning, our Odell office is open. Come, we shall assist you. Have a nice day again.